All my life, I've practiced medicine and treated patients. I've witnessed all the suffering in the world. A person's health is the foundation of their life. In life, the greatest blessing is not fame nor status, but having a healthy, stable body. If you ask me why modern people struggle, why young adults already have high blood pressure, high blood sugar, high cholesterol, and countless ailments, why people in their 40s and 50s suffer heart attacks, strokes, blood clots, weak legs, or chest tightness while sleeping, why they eat well, dress well, yet remain sickly. The answer isn't complicated. The world's energy is chaotic. People's minds are unsettled. Lives are unbalanced. Privacy is scarce. And countless people blindly trust modern medicine, relying on pills for everything, on techniques for everything, forgetting the body has its own power to heal. I always say, diseases start with learning and treatment starts with blood regulation. If blood doesn't flow, vital energy becomes stagnant and all kinds of illnesses emerge. Blocked today, clogged tomorrow, paralyzed the day after. Traditional Chinese medicine has always emphasized nourishing the body. When it comes to blood regulation, my top recommendation is Sanqi Panax Notoginseng. Sanqi is the king of herbs, known since ancient times as gold that cannot be exchanged, grown in the southern mountains. I've prescribed countless medicines in my career. For any blood stasis, clots, or cardiovascular problems, Sanqi is indispensable. Don't be fooled by its humble appearance. It may look like a simple root. Heart and brain blood vessel problems, Sanqi is absolutely essential. Don't be fooled by its plain appearance. It looks like a lump of dirt. Actually, its potency is very strong. Used correctly, it can save a life. Used incorrectly, it can also cause serious harm. But many people only know that Sanqi promotes blood circulation without knowing the best combinations to maximize its effect. So today I want to talk about the proper way to use Sanqi. If combined with the right herbs, its effectiveness can increase tenfold. It can prevent high blood pressure, sugar, and cholesterol, dissolve clots, reduce blood stasis and relieve pain, and prevent many serious diseases. I remember at the clinic, a female patient from Taichung was 48, working at a bank, wearing a business suit. You could tell she was the meticulous type. She sat down and said, "Dr. Lee, I found out my cholesterol is abnormal. The doctor wants me to take statins, but I'm only in my 40s. I don't want to start medication so early. My father died from a stroke, caused by a blood clot. The whole family is worried." I took her pulse and saw stagnant blood and poor energy. There were dark spots on the tongue edges and slight yellowing under the eyes. Clearly liver stagnation and spleen deficiency with poor blood flow. I prescribed Sanqi combined with danshin, along with astragalus and kudzu root, to activate blood circulation while clearing heat and improving oxygenation. 3 months later, she returned for follow-up. Her energy and complexion were completely renewed, and her cholesterol had lowered. She said emotionally, "Dr. Lee, I finally understand when blood flows. Life becomes easier. Sanqi's nature is gentle, but its effect penetrates deep, not just on the surface. It can open meridians, stop bleeding, reduce swelling, and relieve pain. Especially for improving microcirculation, it's extremely effective." When I practiced medicine in the US, there was a Vietnamese Chinese patient from a martial arts family. During a meditation session, he suddenly felt dizzy, with half of his face numb. At the hospital, they said it was a minor stroke. I saw that his blood was severely stagnant. His complexion was dark. His tongue was dark red without coating. I immediately told him to stop his medication at home, switch to Sanqi combined with safflower, and add some American ginseng to replenish energy. In less than 2 weeks, his symptoms improved. He felt much clearer and alert. He said, "These herbs seem to unblock my body, allowing blood and energy to flow again. But if you only take Sanqi, it only provides temporary relief. For long-term regulation, you must understand the art of combining herbs. It's like cooking. Salt is the mother of seasoning. But can you eat it alone? Herbs should be harmonized. Sanqi combined with danshin, or other blood-activating formulas with safflower, can soften blood vessels and dissolve clots. Adding American ginseng replenishes qi and yin, so the body isn't depleted while activating blood circulation. Add astragalus, and it strengthens kidney yang and stabilizes the surface. Overall, it ensures smooth circulation of blood and qi. The most common combination is Sanqi with danshin. Danshin enters the heart and liver, specifically treating blood stasis. It's often used in gynecology, as well as cardiovascular care and TCM. I once shared an example. A teacher in his 60s suffered from long-term tinnitus and dizziness. He had tried many Western medicines without improvement. I prescribed Sanqi alone for 3 courses, combined with astragalus. After 2 months, his tinnitus was greatly reduced. He was surprised himself. How is this possible? I explained it was due to blood stasis, stagnant blood causing pain in the brain. Once the blood and qi cleared, clarity naturally returned. Many people ask me, why does Sanqi combined with Danshen work so well? Because both promote blood circulation, one acts externally, the other internally. Sanqi travels along the meridians. Danshen goes to the organs. Combined together, they work both inside and out. I often say in my lectures, blood circulation must reach the whole body. You can't focus only on one part. Otherwise, only the head or feet benefit. Pain remains elsewhere. Sanqi with Danshen is a treasure for whole-body blood circulation. Another combination I often use is safflower. Safflower enters the heart and liver channels. Its function is to activate blood circulation and unblock channels, remove stasis and relieve pain. Combined with Sanqi, it can directly target the root of blood clots. I had a student whose father suddenly had a stroke. After the hospital opened his blocked vessels, the doctor said he had to take anticoagulants long-term. He asked me what to do. I suggested taking 3 grams of Sanqi powder on an empty stomach every morning. With 1 gram of safflower, taken with warm water, add a few herbs to regulate qi and nourish the liver as support. 6 months later, follow-up showed clear blood vessels and stable indicators. You might ask, was it the medicine or the body adjusting itself? Actually, both. But I must warn, safflower is warm and drying. People with a hot, dry constitution should not take it long-term. If your liver fire is strong, with bitter mouth and dry throat, use it with caution. All herbs must be tailored to the individual. TCM emphasizes diagnosis based on pattern differentiation. Just like some people get dizzy after too much stress, it's not the medicine's fault. It's your constitution that doesn't match. I always say don't forget to replenish qi while promoting blood circulation. Qi is the commander of blood. If qi is insufficient, blood loses power. So although Sanqi is powerful, its effects are even better when paired with American ginseng. Many people misunderstand American ginseng, thinking it is warming and tonifying. In fact, it is slightly cooling, excellent at replenishing qi and nourishing yin. It's ideal for people who feel short of breath, weak, with dry mouth and tongue, and those who are deficient yet have internal heat. Especially for people with high work stress, poor sleep, and easily irritated. Using Sanqi with American ginseng is a perfect combination. If you are constantly mentally fatigued, physically weak, with a thin tongue coating, take 3 grams of Sanqi powder with 1 gram of American ginseng powder, twice a day with warm water. This can effectively improve a constitution of qi deficiency and blood stasis. I often use this method myself to maintain my health. In middle age, it's not being busy that's the problem. It's being weak. Once you're deficient, all diseases can enter easily. The beauty of American ginseng is that it tonifies without being drying, and it calms the mind. Combined with Sanqi, it not only promotes blood circulation, but also brings mental stability and smooth flow of qi and blood. When I taught in the US, I had a student who was a lawyer. He dealt with extreme stress every day. In his 30s, he already suffered from insomnia and forgetfulness. His complexion was dull. I could see he had typical qi deficiency and blood stasis, with liver fire internally disturbing him. I told him to take Sanqi with American ginseng and advised him to reduce spicy food and maintain a regular schedule. 3 months later, he came to thank me. He said he hadn't slept so deeply in years. I laughed and said it wasn't me. It was your body healing itself. Speaking of tonifying qi, besides American ginseng, there is another herb I highly recommend, and that is astragalus. Astragalus tonifies qi and raises yang, strengthens the surface, and stops sweating top-grade qualities. It excels at supporting the body's vital energy and consolidating the root, especially for those prone to colds, who sweat easily, feel short of breath, and are generally weak. Used together with Sanqi, it's a match made in heaven. I prescribe astragalus most often for patients over 50 years old who are weak, have poor blood circulation, and fear wind and cold. Sanqi opens up the blood vessels, while astragalus replenishes vital energy. This combination clears the vessels without depleting vital energy. I remember a retired principal from New Taipei who had struggled with high blood pressure for years. He had taken many antihypertensives over time, with inconsistent results. When I examined his pulse, I found qi deficiency and blood stasis. He was weak and lacked strength. I prescribed Sanqi, astragalus, and American ginseng with lifestyle adjustments for balance. He took the herbs every morning and walked to regulate his qi. After 6 months, his blood pressure stabilized, and he felt much lighter and healthier. He often said, "Master Li, I was strong in youth, but only now in old age do I feel the effects of qi deficiency." Some people think high blood pressure and high cholesterol can just be controlled with Western medicine. But that's not true. The numbers are only the surface. The root cause lies in qi and blood. If you treat the root and unblock qi and blood pressure naturally improves. I have often emphasized in lectures that the three highs are not diseases, but warnings from the body. If you just suppress the numbers without adjusting your constitution, it's like covering the alarm while the danger continues. Besides the herbs I mentioned earlier, there are two more worth mentioning. The first is dandelion. The second is kudzu root. Dandelion clears heat and detoxifies, protects the liver and benefits the gallbladder. It is ideal for those with excess liver fire and poor digestion. Kudzu root relieves stagnation and quenches thirst, most suitable for people with early-stage high blood sugar or high cholesterol. I often pair Sanqi with dandelion to treat people with flushed faces and irritated eyes, bitter mouth and dry mouths, who are easily angered. Using Sanqi with kudzu root helps regulate post-meal blood sugar spikes, oily skin on the face, and soreness in the shoulders and back. These herbs may seem ordinary, but they are gifts from nature. A true doctor is not defined by prescribing expensive herbs, but by choosing the right herbs for the condition, harnessing the energy of heaven and earth to support the body and expel disease. I have always respected traditional Chinese medicine, believing in the principles of yin and yang, and understanding that herbs must not be used recklessly, nor underestimated. Here I must give a reminder: Sanqi is excellent, but if used incorrectly, its effects will be greatly reduced. Many people take shortcuts, simply stewing Sanqi in soups, or grinding it into powder to swallow. As a result, not only do they see no effect, but it may cause heat in the body, bloating and diarrhea. The best way to take Sanqi powder is on an empty stomach. 3-5 grams daily is ideal. Take with warm water. Half an hour before meals is best, so it goes straight into the stomach, without interference from food. This ensures maximum effectiveness. For those with weak digestion, it can be taken after meals, but in small frequent doses. Do not take too much at once. Sanqi comes in raw and cooked forms. Raw Sanqi invigorates blood circulation. It is suitable for pain caused by blood stasis and cardiovascular diseases. Cooked Sanqi primarily nourishes the blood, suitable for anemia, postpartum recovery, and post-surgery recuperation. In my clinic, I often see patients taking raw and cooked Sanqi indiscriminately, resulting in reduced effectiveness. Some people ask me, can Sanqi be used to make tea? I say, of course, as long as it is not overdosed. Sanqi with chrysanthemum and safflower with Salvia miltiorrhiza brewed together can invigorate the blood and clear the liver, improving vision. It is especially suitable for long-term salt users and people with mentally demanding jobs. As for Sanqi combinations, I have summarized several suitable for daily health maintenance. One is Sanqi with danshin and safflower, suitable for people with blood stasis and poor cardiovascular circulation. Two is Sanqi with western ginseng and astragalus, suitable for those with qi deficiency and blood stasis, or low immunity. Three is Sanqi with kudzu root and dandelion, suitable for excess liver fire, high cholesterol and high blood sugar. Four is Sanqi with goji berries and Rhamania glutinosa, suitable for the elderly and frail, with kidney deficiency and blood stagnation. Five is Sanqi with Angelica sinensis and cooked Rhamania, suitable for women with blood and qi deficiency and sallow complexions. These combinations are the result of many years of my clinical experience. They are not miracle cures, but reflect a deep understanding of the body's yin-yang and 5 elements. Traditional Chinese medicine does not focus on the disease alone, but on the person. Your body type determines which herbs you should use. Many people think that the more expensive the medicine, the better. Actually, that's not always true. Even the best medicine is useless if taken by the wrong person. Many people ask me if Sanqi can be taken long-term. I always say that herbs and food share the same origin. You can take it, but it must be done correctly. Chinese medicine is not like vitamins. It emphasizes the balance of yin and yang. It acts according to timing. Cold yin is adjusted accordingly. If your body has no blood stasis, but you take Sanqi every day, it will only disrupt the harmony of qi and blood. It can harm your vital energy. It's like a river. When the water is clear, the fish are happy. But if you dig it every day, mud will rise, and the river becomes turbid. Activating the blood is good, but if there is no stasis to resolve, it disturbs the root. I once met a middle-aged man from Tainan. He was well-built, walking 5 kilometers daily, feeling healthy. Hearing from friends that Sanqi is good, he bought it and took 5 grams daily. After 3 months, he often felt dizzy and weak in his hands and feet. I examined his pulse. His tongue was red with little coating, and pulse was weak and slippery. This is typical qi and blood deficiency. Sanqi disrupted his vital energy. He didn't need blood activation, but qi supplementation and spleen strengthening. I then told him to stop Sanqi and take astragalus, white peony, and poria. Within 2 weeks, he regained his energy. This shows that taking medicine without considering body type is not only useless, but also harmful. Next, I want to discuss several common body types and how to pair them with Sanqi for health. For example, people with Qi deficiency and blood stasis. This type is common in middle-aged and older men. They often overwork, exercise little, and have weak spleens and stomachs. They easily feel chest tightness, shortness of breath, and tongue issues. People like this are suitable for Sanqi combined with astragalus or American ginseng. It activates blood and boosts Qi. For example, women with liver Qi stagnation, often around 40 years old, emotionally suppressed, frequently depressed, with chest bloating and pain, irregular menstruation, and purple spots on the tongue edges. This type benefits from Sanqi combined with Salvia militariza, sometimes adding bupleurum, helps regulate liver Qi and emotions. Another type is damp heat with blood stasis constitution. These people are often overweight with fatty liver and poor digestion. Acne appears on the face, bitter taste in the mouth, and sticky stools. I once treated a 35-year-old civil servant. He ate late-night snacks daily, with an oily complexion, yellow thick tongue coating, and slightly high blood pressure. I prescribed Sanqi with dandelion, coptis, and pueraria root to clear heat while activating blood. After 2 months, his blood pressure lowered, and his complexion looked much fresher. This shows that even a small herb like Sanqi can regulate many conditions when paired properly. I often say, traditional Chinese medicine emphasizes the correspondence between the seasons and the 5 organs. Nurture the liver in spring, the heart in summer, the lungs in autumn, and the kidneys in winter. Sanqi is warming and tonifying. Although it's not hot in nature, it should not be taken in large amounts in midsummer. Spring and autumn are the most suitable seasons for blood activation. I also suggest cooking medicinal meals occasionally. Use a small amount of Sanqi in recipes. For example, Sanqi stewed with black-bone chicken or Sanqi stewed with pigeon can nourish the blood and unblock channels. It also strengthens the body and promotes health. But remember, the dose must not be excessive. Too much Sanqi can be harmful. Proper dosage is key to its benefits. Speaking of dissolving blood clots, this is also a key topic I've emphasized in recent years. Blood clots are a common hidden danger for modern people. High blood lipids and high blood viscosity and prolonged sedentary habits are all contributing factors. In the US, I've seen too many Chinese people in their 40s and 50s suffer a sudden stroke or a heart attack with no warning. I asked them about their usual diet. Most answer too much oil and meat, and they're lazy to exercise. When asked about medication, they rely only on aspirin and lipid-lowering drugs. I say that this approach only delays the problem, not solve it. I've mentioned in lectures, the real way to prevent clots is to keep the blood flowing naturally, not forcibly push it with external means. Sanqi with safflower and salvia is my usual 3 treasures for clots. These 3 herbs together can improve microcirculation, reduce platelet aggregation, and prevent clot formation. Adding American ginseng and astragalus prevents overactivation from harming vital energy, achieving the effect of supporting the body while removing stasis. Once a businessman from Hong Kong, nearly 60 years old, frequently suffered angina. The hospital diagnosed coronary heart disease and suggested stent placement. He was very hesitant and later came to me through a referral. I carefully took his medical history and found he was under great stress, had irregular routines, overeating, and lacked exercise. I prescribed Sanqi salvia, safflower, and added hawthorn flakes, plus poria for strengthening. After 1 month, he reported fewer chest pains. After 3 months, re-examination showed lowered blood lipids and improved blood flow. The doctors said surgery could be postponed. He marveled, saying the body can repair itself. I told him this isn't a miracle. It's following the natural course. Blood lipids decreased. Blood flow improved. The doctor said surgery could be postponed for now. He remarked that the body can actually heal itself. I told him this is not a miracle. It's simply following the natural course. Traditional Chinese medicine knows never to go against nature. It moves with the current, helping the body return to its source, like sailing a boat. Going downstream is effortless and steady. If you force your way upstream, you'll eventually capsize. TCM never treats only the headache or only the foot pain. It observes the whole body, balancing yin and yang. When I see patients, I never just ask about the disease name. I look at the person. Who are you? How old? What do you do? What brings you joy? Your daily routine. All of these relate to the root of the illness. Treating illness is like solving a case. It's not catching someone in the act, but tracing back to the source. The magic of Sanqi is that it travels through the whole meridian system, not confined to one spot, not trapped in one area. Nowadays, people care more about health, but unfortunately, many are still heading in the wrong direction. They think buying a pile of supplements and taking a few bottles of medicine will make them healthy. They don't realize that harmony in the body depends on long-term self-discipline, dietary moderation, and awareness of subtle changes in the body. I'm willing to share the secrets of Sanqi with you, not because it's miraculous, but because it's real. It's natural and effective. People often say the three highs are common modern problems. High blood pressure, high cholesterol, and high blood sugar are like three dull knives, slowly weakening a person's vitality. If you ignore them, one day you may suddenly collapse. Regret will come too late. In fact, many people do not truly understand the root cause of the three highs. They think it's just from eating too much oil and salt. In fact, the deeper cause is imbalance of shui and blood. Organs are disharmonious. Phlegm and stagnation accumulate. I've seen countless patients with the three highs. They didn't get sick in one day. It's a result accumulated over 10, 20, even 30 years. Irregular diet, suppressed emotions, lack of sleep, sedentary lifestyle. These are all causes. TCM says treat the stomach to heal the upper body. As doctors, we shouldn't wait until people collapse to save them. We should teach them how to preserve life before illness strikes. So, I often prescribe Sanqi combinations for patients with the three highs. A regimen. If you have high blood pressure, dizziness and eye pressure, red face and eye irritation, with a strong pulse, says Simonifasuarn, this is liver young rising, with blood stasis on top. I usually use Sanqi with Danshen, adding some baplurum to soothe the liver, soothes liver and calms yang, activates blood and opens channels. For weaker patients, I add a bit of American ginseng to tonify qi and calm the mind. Many patients report no more dizziness and better sleep. This is true regulation. If you have high blood lipids, it means phlegm heat is generated internally. Blood circulation is poor. I use Sanqi with safflower and add crushed hawthorn. Hawthorn and lotus leaf clear phlegm and reduce turbidity, soften blood vessels. This formula seems simple, but over 30 years, it has never disappointed me. Blocked blood lipids are not resolved by suppressing them with medicine, but by letting the body remove them naturally. Many people's blood is too sticky, like a clogged ditch. The more you force it, the more clogged it becomes. Sanqi is the key to unblock it. Patients with high blood sugar are even more complicated. You have to understand, diabetes in TCM is not called diabetes. It's called Sanqi syndrome, rooted in yin deficiency, with excess as the manifestation. I classify diabetes into three types. Upper consumption, excessive thirst. Middle consumption, excessive hunger. Lower consumption, frequent urination. Sanqi's role here is to open blood vessels, promote microcirculation, and prevent complications. I usually combine Sanqi with astragalus, Puraria and Chinese yam to tonify qi and the spleen while improving peripheral circulation. Many people in early diabetes only have elevated blood sugar, but if ignored, they soon develop numb hands and swollen feet, blurred vision, fatigue, and weakness. These are all signs of blood stasis. Sanqi is not a blood sugar lowering drug, but it can prevent damage caused by high blood sugar, especially protecting the retina, kidneys, and extremities. I had a patient nearly 60 years old with high blood sugar for 7 or 8 years. The doctor told him his kidney function was declining. He was too scared to sleep. I asked him to take 3 g of Sanqi each morning, with 10 g of astragalus, 6 g of Puraria boiled in water plus dietary control. 3 months later, kidney function stabilized, and he felt much better. He said, Teacher Lee, now even going to the bathroom is smooth. This is the wisdom of TCM, not chasing short-term effects, but seeking long-term safety. There are also patients with coronary heart disease or recovering from strokes. Their bodies are like a collapsed hillside. On the surface, it looks stable. Some patients have coronary heart disease or are recovering from a stroke. Their bodies are like a landslide-affected hillside. On the surface, it seems stable, but beneath currents flow. At this time, Sanqi combined with Danshen, safflower, astragalus, and American ginseng is the best regimen. It clears stagnant blood while replenishing vital energy. Add some calming and circulation-promoting herbs, such as UNG. Regular use gradually clears the mind. I had a retired teacher, half paralyzed after a stroke. Hospital medications only gave limited recovery. I used a Sanqi combination with acupuncture, and after 6 months, he could walk and write. He himself said, I feel steady and solid now. What brings me the greatest joy is nothing more than seeing patients gradually return to their original state. When they first come, their faces look ashen. When they leave, they shine. This is not my credit, but the body's own ability to heal. What we do in TCM is just help the body find that healing switch. Sanqi is one of the most important keys. But I must emphasize, Sanqi, though effective, should not be taken randomly. Do not take it recklessly. Do not blindly trust it. If your body is healthy, with smooth qi and blood flow, there is no need for regular intake. If you have internal heat, with a red tongue and fast pulse, take it with caution during pregnancy, during menstruation, post-surgery, or bleeding sites. Do not take it casually. In my years of practice, I have seen countless cases of health products causing harm. A young woman took it for menstrual pain and ended up with excessive bleeding and a pale complexion. I said, this is what happens when you don't know the limits. TCM teaches moderation. TCM teaches moderation and balance. Not pimbayi, just the right measure. We cannot rely on a single herb to solve every problem. Sanqi is not a magical elixir, nor is it omnipotent, but it is a sharp tool in TCM's protective arsenal. Used correctly, it can cure serious illness. Used wrongly, it can harm the body. I hope you all understand this principle. Do not blindly trust or use it. Let the body return to its natural rhythm. Let health rely not on medicine, but on wisdom and moderation. People often envy a mortal's longevity, but true health preservation does not come from elixirs or secret remedies. It comes from following nature's rhythm. In my view, everything in heaven and earth has its rhythm, and so does the human body. If your daily routines are regular, meals are moderate, emotions are balanced, activity and rest are constant, even without taking a single herb, you can maintain health and longevity. But nowadays people stay up late routinely, eat irregularly, have intense mood swings, and rely on a few pills to balance the body. This is putting the cart before the horse. When I speak of Sanqi, it's not to make you blindly trust it, but to help you recognize your own body, to reconnect with yourself. If your body is blocked, qi is stagnant, blood is congested, Sanqi is the key that can help you unlock it. But don't expect it to be a cure-all. It can help you pass one stage, but if you don't change your lifestyle, it will never take you to the finish line. Sanqi is both a powerful herb and a dangerous one. It acts on the blood and respects the heart. When you spend a little time each day brewing a cup of Sanqi tea for yourself, your body has already started to improve. It's not about willpower, but a sign that you are beginning to respect your body. In this life, we may not control fate, but we can at least manage our bodies. We cannot control life and death, but we can choose how to live. Many people ask me, Teacher Lee, how did you learn your art? I say not from books, but from observing people. When I examine patients, I don't just look at symptoms. I look at the whole person, their complexion, their eyes, their steps, their tone of voice all contain hidden causes of illness. I observe their family, lifestyle, and emotional flow, all of which hold the key to recovery. Sanqi is not omnipotent, but it gives me a key to unlock disease, and I hope you can use it to open the door to your body's wisdom. Finally, I want to say, TCM is not just history nor mythology, but a living philosophy that connects past and present. If you truly understand Sanqi, you will understand the importance of blood. If you understand blood circulation, you understand the blockage of qi. If you understand qi and blood, you will no longer be lost regarding your own body. From then on, you won't fear the three highs, nor dread disease, because you have direction, methods, gasuridadories, and confidence. May you, starting today, take simple steps to quietly care for yourself with calm attention. A cup of Sanqi tea each morning, a few nourishing soups each week, and going to bed on time every night. And let every thought be kind. This is the best way to maintain health. If you are willing, Sanqi can be your lifelong friend. It is not a miracle drug, but a trusted companion. That concludes what I wanted to share. If you understand, make a small change. If it makes sense to you, take some time to care for your body. If you truly want health, don't blindly follow others. Simply return to your own body. The world may be vast, but health comes first. 1,000 rules exist, but following the flow of qi is most precious.